Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Let Me Get This Straight. Let me know where you're tuning in from, city and state. And if you're tuning in from outside of this great nation, let us know. Region, province, country, whatever it is you refer to where you live by, please. Province, let us know. If you currently have a favorite sports team playing college football that you'd like to give a shout out to, let us know as well. So, let me get this straight. We currently have a narrative on a certain news channel that is saying that the retail crime spree that we've all seen the videos of, we've seen the viral videos on social media, and pretty much on every news outlet, we have now a certain news outlet saying it's just not real. It doesn't exist. It's not real. What we're seeing is actually not happening. As many of you know, I like to keep everything down the middle here. And straight down the middle. So what I saw earlier today, and I want to share this with you because it was so unbelievable. You may have missed it, but I happened to catch it. I happened to catch it because I, like some very few people that are out there, I like to watch both sides of the argument. So, as many of you know who've been watching the channel for a long time, listening to the show, I watch Fox News, I watch CNN. I will read the Post, I'll read the Wall Street Journal. I go across the board because, honestly, if you really want to get a good picture of what's going on, you need to listen to everything, but most importantly, you need to use your brain and say, okay, what makes sense here and what doesn't make sense? So, earlier today, I was watching MSNBC, and sometimes people say to me, why do you watch MSNBC? I watch MSNBC because I want to know what's going on and what both sides are thinking. So, yes, I'll watch MSNBC, and then I'll go ahead and I'll watch Tucker Carlson. I'll watch it all. Because be well-rounded. So I was watching MSNBC, and this absolutely blew me away. Now, I know there's extremes when it comes to reporting, and a lot of people make accusations across the board. However, I think every network has one person that you see is unemotional and kind of gives it to you somewhat straight and is a little bit balanced. Fox has them, CNN has them, MSNBC. So I always tell people who say, oh, how do you watch that channel? Listen, you watch because every once in a while you see something that's valid and maybe you learn something that you didn't know because certain channels and certain news outlets won't report that to you. You'll see if you have, I have friends who are on both sides of the proverbial aisle, and I will look at their Facebook feed and I will look at their Google feed, and the stories are very, very different because Facebook and Google will show you the stories that they know that you are more inclined to read. So you're not going to see certain things that the people on the other side of the aisle are learning, and you're going to be misinformed or uninformed. That said, MSNBC this evening, they were literally reporting that the retail crime spree, where surges of people are going into the stores, breaking the glass, 200 cars lined up, people running in, grabbing a whole bunch of stuff, running out, is a hoax, is a myth. It's not really happening. Folks, it was so unbelievable. I had to take a screenshot of it because I wanted to show you people, just because I figured if I didn't quickly take a screenshot of the screen, I would be telling this story to you right now, and you wouldn't be believing what I'm telling you. So I'm going to show you the screenshot that I took, and hopefully you guys can see it here. And it says right here, debunking the retail crime myth. Okay, is that what it says? Debunking the great shoplifting freakout of 2021. And then as they switch to certain people, they were talking, this whole panel of people here, they were talking about how what you're seeing here, and this was the host right here, they were talking about how what we're seeing is not really happening. And in fact, there is no crime. And in fact, crime is going down. That's what these people were literally saying. Now, as you all know, that's complete lunacy. I want to say at this point, hundreds of videos, if not thousands of videos, out there on social media, on YouTube, on TikTok, everywhere, of these insane acts of crime with these throngs of people running into stores, smashing display cases, taking stuff, people running into retail clothing stores, running in, grabbing big bunches of clothes off the racks, running out. You see the video, and now a lot of this is in California, San Francisco, but also it's happening in other places around the country, and the videos are out. It's actually on video. And people are running in, smashing, grabbing, breaking the front windows of stores, running in. We've all seen it. If you haven't seen it, simply Google retail crime videos, and you'll see. Now, the funny thing is, I went ahead and I said, I'm going to do a basic Google search. I'm going to see who's reporting on this, because this was MSNBC. So a basic Google search found that we have the Washington Post, CNN, Fox Business, ABC, a local 12 news channel, the Wall Street Journal, Market Watch, Good Morning America, and a few other morning shows have all reported on the retail crime epidemic, the retail crime spree. CNN, Fox, like I just said, everyone is talking about it. Everyone has posted, all these news outlets have posted videos about it. They've posted stories about it. They've talked to local business owners. They've talked to CEOs of these large corporations like CVS and Walgreens. They've talked to them all. They've interviewed them all. They played the videos. They're there. It's all out there. And you literally have MSNBC this evening saying the great retail shoplifting freakout of 2021, as if it's just not a thing. It's not a thing. Folks, this is gaslighting to a level that I literally have never seen before. The definition of gaslighting, so for a little education, for those of you who don't know, who've maybe heard the term gaslighting, I have a video on gaslighting, and what we'll do is post-production, the team will post a link right here or something. So gaslighting comes from a play back in the day in which a husband was intentionally trying to drive his wife crazy by slowly, the old gas lamps where, you turn the dial and it decrease and increase the amount of oil in the lamp. So you turn the dial and the flame would go up, and then you turn the dial, the flame would go down. So what he was doing was he was systematically going around the house and turning the dial down so the lights got dimmer. And the wife kept asking, I'm really giving you the Reader's Digest here, but the wife kept asking, hey, the lights seem really low. It seems dark in here. And he kind of was saying, no, the lights are fine. I don't know what you're talking. It's not getting darker in here. The lights are fine. But he knew he was turning them down and making it darker in the house or the apartment. And it was driving her crazy because in her mind, she's like, it's getting darker in here. The lights don't seem, the gas lamps don't seem as bright. But my husband is telling me that they're just as bright as they've always been. Hence the term gaslighting. Folks, this is the epitome of gaslighting. We are seeing something right in front of our eyes, and now with cell phone video and sophisticated surveillance video within these retail stores, you see a video of people lining up cars, getaway cars, running in, smashing, grabbing, running out, and you see countless other videos of the same exact crime happening over and over and over again, and you're just shaking your head. On top of it, you have pretty much across the board all the news outlets, the liberal ones, the conservative ones, news outlets that are predominantly right, and news outlets that are predominantly left. They've all talked about it and reported on it. And you have MSNBC saying, it's just not happening. Folks, it's just not true. It's not what they're making it out to. They're trying to make this out to be this thing. It's really not. Folks, it's really nothing. Nothing to see here. Don't even worry about it. It's not real. It's a manufactured, as they called, freak out. So what they're saying is, MSNBC is saying that other news, they were trying to pin this. Here's what's crazy. MSNBC was now calling out, they were calling out Fox News about reporting on this. But the reality was they were calling out even CNN and the Washington Post and the New York Times. They were calling everyone out because what they were saying is these certain media outlets have blown this out of proportion. It's not really a big deal. It's not really happening. What you're being shown is not really what's happening. The videos of people rushing in and grabbing things and breaking glass displays and grabbing stuff and running out in dozens. It's not quite happening. Despite the videos you're seeing all over the place, that's really not what's happening. I mean, do they really, do they think we're dumb? Do they really think they could put a story like that on a primetime news network? So part of me is wondering, there has to be people out there who are watching this segment and saying to themselves, well, I guess it's really not that big of a deal. I don't know. I mean, I guess not. They're telling me it's not a big deal. So are these videos fabricated? Are they supposing that? Are they saying that it's not happening to the degree that it's happening despite video and photo evidence? That it's not really happening at the rate it's happening? What are they really trying to say? What are they really trying to say? Do they think people are that dumb that people are going to watch this and be like, oh, so all those videos and all those stories on CNN and Fox and the Washington Post and they must have it all wrong. It's just not true. Look, MSNBC is saying it's the great shoplifting freakout hoax of 2021. And it's a ruse by conservatives to freak people out about the current situation of our country. Although CNN, the Washington Post, and other liberal media outlets literally have, folks, I'm scrolling right now, and I'm going to show you, smash and grab crimes on the rise, and say, this is CNN, folks. This is CNN right here. A CNN. I'm going to show you guys, just so you guys know. Here, let's see if I can show you this. CNN right here. Smash and grab crimes going crazy. They got a video of people inside. It looks like a luxury handbag store, and it looks like a whole bunch of people wearing black hoodies and bandana. At least they got their face covering on, although bandanas, they said a few months ago, were okay, but now bandanas, no, they're no good, for the thing. So smash and grab, upscale major stores, upscale store. This is CNN. I'm going to read this to you. A wave of smash and grab crimes is plaguing upscale stores in major U.S. cities, with mobs of thieves making off with expensive goods in brazen nighttime raids. At least 18 people broke into a Nordstrom department store in Los Angeles Monday night and stole thousands of dollars in merchandise, the city's police chief said. The theft followed a rash of similar incidents over the weekend in San Francisco. Group of thieves swarmed the Southland Mall on Hayward on Sunday evening, wielding hammers to smash cases at jewelry stores before grabbing items and fleeing. Folks, this is on CNN. CNN is reporting this. MSNBC this evening was reporting that it's just not true. It's not happening. It's being blown out of proportion. It's not really happening. It's not that big of a deal. It's not really what everyone's making it out to be. So what they did was they played a clip from Fox News where some Fox News reporters were reporting on the incidents, and they were showing the videos of the smash and grab, and they were talking about the smash and grabs and how this is, as CNN just put it, a plague of crime across the country in major cities. CNN said it. I just showed you the thing. But they didn't. They showed Fox News. And then they came back to their panel of guests on MSNBC and said, look what Fox News is doing. They're making this up. They're making this out to be this thing. It's really not. But it's funny because MSNBC did not run the story that CNN ran. CNN ran a similar story as Fox News, talking about this surge in these crazy flash mob retail crime thefts. CNN ran the same story, but MSNBC didn't show clips from how CNN is reporting on the same thing. They only showed what Fox News was reporting. They only showed when Fox News interviewed the police chief. CNN interviewed the same police chief, and they didn't run it. So, folks, you have to look at what's going on here and say to yourself, you have to be insulted. It's the only real feeling you should feel right now when you see what I feel used to be a legitimate news source, MSNBC, literally telling you something that you see with your own eyes happening every day across the country. It's horrible, it's disgusting, it's despicable, when they're literally telling you it's just a freak out. They're just making they're making this up. It's not really a thing. It's the great freak out that is being put out there by people on the right to scare citizens. And it's not really a thing. It's not really happening. Folks, this is Gaslighting 101. And if you have not seen this, I want you to go. I'm sure MSNBC, you could probably go on MSNBC.com and look at tonight's episode of whoever that guy is and watch that clip. And you literally had that panel of people. The one woman had a brass $3 doorknob in the background. I was like, well, I don't know if we could really take her word for what she's saying. But anyway, that's another story. Listen, folks, I don't know about you, but I don't like being lied to. I don't know about you, but I don't like being reported to, spoken to, as if I'm some kind of moron that doesn't have a set of eyes or a brain to process what my eyes are seeing. And that's exactly what I saw this evening on the news. And like I said, as most of you know who watch the channel, I've called out Fox News, I've called out CNN, I've called out the New York Post, I've called out the New York Times, I've called out the Wall Street Journal, I've called out the Washington Post. If they're going to run something that's complete garbage, I don't care who you are, I'm going to call you out on it. We call out Trump, we call out Biden. Doesn't matter. Stupid is stupid. Ridiculous is ridiculous. False is false. But this really took the cake. Let me know what you guys think. Do you get insulted when you see stories like this where they're literally insulting your intelligence and they're literally denying what you're watching right on your phone? Do you get insulted? Do you get angry? What should you feel? What do you feel? That's what I'd like to know. So comment below. Let me know what you think about this. Now, once again, as you know here, and we're going to hold the line, there's no spin here, just the facts. I have not shared my opinion on this retail crime spree. I'm not sharing my opinion on that. I'll reserve that for private conversations with friends and family. Because that's not the point here. Whether you think the crime is okay or whether you think the crime is despicable, that's not on the table here, and that's not up for discussion. I mean, I know we have certain politicians who were former bartenders who were saying that they're stealing jewelry, handbags, iPhones, but it's really they're just stealing bread, right? Like literally. I'm going to see if the team can roll that clip in post-production now.
So why is this uptick in crime happening? Well, let's think about it. Do we think this has to do with the fact that there's record unemployment in the United States right now? The fact that people are at a level of economic desperation that we have not seen since the Great Recession? Maybe this has to do with the fact that people aren't paying their rent and are scared to pay their rent. And so they go out and they need to feed their child and they don't have money. So you maybe have to, they're put in a position where they feel like they either need to shoplift some bread or go hungry that night.
So what we see here is not only politicians telling us that these folks aren't stealing electronics and luxury goods. They're stealing bread to feed their starving children. I didn't know the Apple Store and Nordstrom and the jewelry stores sold bread. Once again, literally saying this on live television. They're stealing bread. They're stealing stuff to survive. Bread? We just watched them carry out iPads and TVs and handbags and jewelry. I didn't see a loaf of bread anywhere in any of these videos. I'm watching the videos. And she literally said, they're stealing bread to feed themselves. So, there you have it. And now you have a news network saying that they're not talking about what they're stealing. They're just trying to tell you that it's just really not even happening. It's not even a thing. I don't know what's more incredible. When we have the video evidence of the people stealing and someone saying, well, they're not really stealing what you think they're stealing bread. Or the people who are saying, it's not even happening at all. It's not really a thing. I don't know what's more unbelievable. Either way, you gotta be, at this point, folks, you gotta be insulted. They're insulting your intelligence. And if you are not insulted by this lunacy, if your intelligence is not insulted, you might be absent intelligence. I don't know. I'm not judging, but I'm going to say this to anyone. I don't care who you voted for, male, female, gay, straight, Biden, Trump. I don't care. If you see a story like this and you don't feel like they're insulting your intelligence, you might not have any. Just saying. I don't know. I really don't know. Unbelievable. We've gone into a realm of where you literally can't believe anything you see on TV, folks. It's rather entertaining. It's almost like comedy now. I gotta admit, while I was watching this clip on MSNBC, I was laughing out loud. People were staring at me. It's comical. But here we are. 2022 is going to be a great year. Great year. Get ready. It's going to get really interesting. Just make sure you guys remember how just a few months ago you had to people were wiping off their groceries and wiping off their Amazon packages, and even before they brought their mail in their house, they were wiping down their mail and disinfecting everything. Everything that came into the house was getting sprayed, disinfected, wiped, anything, nothing, no shoes in the house, because you could potentially get the what in your house. Remember that? Remember, right? And then, people had the graphs on there. I had a friend who had a chart in front of their door of how long it lasts on surfaces. It lasts this many hours on metal. It lasts this many hours on plastic. It lasts this many hours on wood. I actually saw someone who had that on their, when you walked in their house, they had that. So everyone walking in knew how long it stayed on certain surfaces in the house and how to disinfect everything. Spraying the vegetables off in the garage before you brought them in the house. Remember that? All of that. What happened to all that? Now, apparently, now the only way you're going to get it is by someone who doesn't have 4 in the arm. You need to have 4 now, not 3. Not 3, now 4. If you don't have 4 you're the problem. Damn it. You're the problem. Put that mask on when you take a shower by yourself, or else. See you next time.